If you have irritable bowel syndrome, I would consider trialing something like peppermint leaf. It's very low-hanging fruit, it's very well tolerated, and it's very effective. Peppermint leaf is incredibly soothing to the digestive tract. It's really helpful to regulate that smooth muscle contraction, helps with gas buildup and eliminating it out of the digestive tract, helps with bloating and distension and bowel movements. If we're just focusing in on the antimicrobial impacts of peppermint, we can see that it's effective against things like E. coli, Staphylococcus, Salmonella, Klebsiella, Pseudomonas, Proteus, Yersinia, Enterobacter. I'm sure the list goes on and on. Those were just the top studies that I looked at. And we can see that an infusion or a decoction was not effective against these bugs. And that's a really big piece here because that's how most people in their day-to-day will be consuming peppermint. They'll be drinking it as a tea. And the really big piece here is that the peppermint oil and the alcoholic extracts were the strong antimicrobial medicines. So you can use peppermint oil as a capsule, that's the strongest antimicrobial, or my preference would be to start with a herbal tincture, and that's that alcoholic extract that has the antimicrobial impacts, all of the other goodness of the peppermint leaf, and you really get your best bang for the buck there. So what's the difference between peppermint leaf and peppermint oil? Now I see a lot of my patients who are confused about this, understandably, and they'll say something like, look, don't put oregano in my herbal tincture when you make it. I tried the oregano oil and I didn't tolerate it. And they are worlds apart. They're apples and oranges. So when we're thinking about peppermint leaf, it has all the constituents. It's a whole herb extract, particularly when we're extracting into a tincture. It's got a bunch of polyphenols, including flavonoids and all the different flavonoid subtypes. And it also has lignans in it and phenolic acids. And then on the peppermint oil side of things, it's just been condensed and refined down to the terpene-based essential oils, mainly menthol, which gives it that minty flavor. So in terms of application, I would be looking at whole herbs because it's going to help to support the microbiome, it's going to support the immune function, it's going to support the digestive tract. It is antimicrobial to a certain extent, but you get all those other benefits, right? Whole herbs for the win. And then if we need to, we can kick over to the plant extract, which would be the peppermint oil, where it's mainly focusing on the spasmolytic function, so regulating that smooth muscle contraction in the digestive tract. Carminative, so helping to deal with excess gas production, and also antimicrobial. And you might think, why don't we just jump to the stronger one? Again, it can really help, but I see so much value in whole herbs. Patients come to me, they've trialed everything that you can get over the counter. We put together a whole herb extract for them, and most of them see improvements quite quickly. Now the one catch here is that for the wrong patient, it can worsen things like reflux and heartburn and GERD, and that's because for a certain subtype of those patients, peppermint can lower that sphincter tone, the LES, the lower esophageal sphincter. It can lower that tone and cause stomach acid to reflux back into the esophagus, flaring or aggravating that presentation. Not everyone with that presentation, but a certain subset, they're going to have troubles with peppermint. Everyone else, super well tolerated, really easy herb to work with, and widely available as well. So tell me if you've used peppermint before, how did it feel? Was it effective? Did you see improvement in your symptoms? Leave a comment below.